Whitten Center was important to us from the very beginning.
It's just a great place for the residents.
Our family needed some place that could care for Stephen and to keep him safe.
It has the potential to be a benefit to a lot of people.
The South Carolina State Legislature in 1918 appointed Benjamin Otis Whitten to become the first administrator for this facility that has become Whitten Center. The facility opened in September of 1920 and has supported individuals all over the state. We are all about enabling the individual to meet their needs, explore possibilities, and to achieve goals.
These folks are normal folks with a special need.
Jonathan is in a wheelchair. He has very significant medical and physical disabilities as well as mental disabilities. He requires total care.
My brother Stephen was at home until he was 11 years old. He was born a healthy baby. When he was 3 months old, he contracted bacterial meningitis.
I wanted Chrissy to grow up here and be comfortable here. I wanted her to know the workers and them to know her, because as she grew up, they would be familiar with her. Chrissy got sick a good bit and they wouldn't keep her in the day program at school. I was a public school teacher and I needed to be at work and I couldn't just not show up in a classroom. So I was going to have to quit work. We knew some people who brought their children to Whitten, and social services pointed us in that direction when we were having difficulty.
Living in the Greenville area, I've heard of Whitten Center for years. Actually, when Jonathan was born, we had a doctor recommend he come to Whitten Center, but we really wanted to keep him at home as long as we possibly could.
Our family was going through a very challenging time. I did not feel like I was able adequately to care for Jonathan.
I actually met a woman who worked here for a few years who really helped me a lot. I asked her the question, if this was your child, would you be willing to entrust him to the people at Whitten Center? And she said, without question, the care they give is outstanding.
And so this was really just a godsend for us.
When we made the decision to place each of our children here, it was probably the toughest decision in our lives. After our first son, Chad, was diagnosed, he was going to need some extensive therapy. Even though he was living at home with us, we searched for some place that could give him physical therapy and occupational therapy. And we found that the care here was just amazing. The people here were just compassionate, kind, and knew exactly how to care for our children because they'd had a lot of experience.
Stephen, is not able to be cared for in a group home. He has many, many needs. It's comforting to know he has 24-hour comprehensive care.
I think the day programs are very beneficial, and I really appreciate knowing that twice a day, Jonathan's going to be in an environment that's stimulating.
Each individual has a support team.
They tailor their interactions to the needs of each individual, and they know them well.
And that team helps that individual to develop goals and to meet needs and meet regularly with that individual to support them.
The staff that are in Jonathan's building to be very dedicated.
And they were always well taken care of, and the staff talked to them like they would be talking to me. And I just think that's phenomenal.
I've seen them do things I would have done with Jonathan. One of the workers was singing to him while she was bathing him. I nearly started crying.
There's certain ways he likes his head scratched, covers he likes on his bed or doesn't like on his bed in his case. There are mannerisms and body language that they know how to read.
It's not a job everybody can do.
And it takes a special person. I've always heard people say that.
But many are really good at it and they really have a sense of calling to love these individuals well.
I'd like to say I'll make a difference in their life, but in all honesty, they make a difference in my life. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. When I come to work and they're happy to see me, they're smiling, they're interacting, that gives me a purpose. It reminds me that there's way more in life than the little problems we deal with every day.
I've had workers tell me, oh, I had such a bad evening and I came in and Chrissy reached up and gave me a hug, and it just made my day.
I've had several individuals, staff over the years that I've become very close to. We would remember them on their birthdays or their special events. Many of them would call me and wish me happy birthday.
And we always said, this is your other mom and dad while we're away from you.
And those relationships are key. Many individuals that live here think of the staff that care for them as family.
I love interacting with the staff and asking them what sort of things Jonathan has enjoyed recently, what he's taken part in.
They love my son. They take really good care of him, but they don't do it as a job. They do it because they truly love him. That means a ton.
They have a day-to-day routine, but there's also special events. They enjoy going to a ball game, or they enjoy hearing special concerts. They get videos and music. Sometimes there's dancing.
My sister, my brother-in-law, my niece and nephew, they've come up to the dances and danced with the girls and guys.
You came to care for the others who were in the building with our children. Some of them you would really get close to. And sometimes when we'd have activities, we would come, and if they didn't have staff or parents to take those children to the prom, we would take them as part of our extended family.
Anything that can come around to make their day a little bit different, a little bit special. It's just like everybody else. We want that thing in life that, oh, this is a good week, I've got something going on.
Whitten Center has made a great impact in my life.
It provided a place where we could come and interact with our daughter and other families.
The fact that he's being cared for has freed me up to take on the role of a community advocate consultant. I feel like my efforts are helping to enhance the quality of life for all of the residents.
They're like family to me. It means something to them when I come in. And of course it means a lot to me when I walk in and they're smiling and they're happy.
We all have desires and interests.
We all have something to give.
We all want to grow and be meaningful, and it's the same for the individuals that we support and assist.
I will always miss having Jonathan live at home with us, but I can tell that he feels at home here.
And I think it puts a great relief in the parents, and I know it did with us. When I went to bed, I knew my child was taken care of.
It's been a real a happy, hopeful place to be.
We thank our state and our legislature for having this option for our loved ones. My prayer always for this center is that it would continue on, and that 100 years from now it will be here for others who need this much direct care.